Hello everyone, Barb here. Today we are going to work on my granddaughter's birthday card. So I pulled together some goodies. She's having, I believe, a Dino-rific birthday party theme. Dinosaurs. She's into dinosaurs. She's 2. And so I have this set that I must have purchased quite a few years ago, given that it has a green packaging insert and a snap. They hadn't had the snaps at close to my heart for quite a few years, but I just thought these little dinosaurs were so cute, and so we're going to use this. We need a happy birthday sentiment, so I pulled out happy birthday, it's your day. I think that will be fun. This was a stamp set that came with the close to my heart card subscription. And I saved these stamps because there were some really good little sentiments in there. We are making a pop-up box, and this is from Lawn Cuts. So Lawn Fun is where I got this many, many years ago. Again, as I've stated in other videos, I purchased a lot of these Lawn Fun items because close to my heart didn't have dies at the time. So I spent some good money on this. We're going to get some more use out of it. My nested Hexagon dies. We're going to use this again because it's new and fun. And then the classic letters. These were a close to my heart product, and there's letters and the numbers, and we're using the number 2 out of there. I just love their big size, and they do have a classic style, and I think they are aptly named. And the items from close to my heart, of course, are all, I guess we'll call them retired. Close to my heart went out of business. They closed at the end of June. So I did take some time ahead of time. Yeah, okay. To cut some things out. So I've got my little bowl with lots of little goodies and little doodads that I cut. I did stamp the dinosaurs, and before I cut them out by hand, because there were no dies for these, I just took an ink blender and colored them before I cut them out, which made it pretty easy. So let's start assembling the box. The box, you have these 2 panels. I have kind of gone through and pre-bent, except for this panel here. This is going to be my back part of my box, and you'll see what I mean by that. I like to use glue for boxes. I think they hold together better, and we'll see if this glue is going to run. It's looking a little stubborn. Let's see what we get here. Isn't that how that goes? It's being a little bit of a stinker. I don't want it to be a stinker. So my granddaughter's 2. So I have 2 years of experience being a grandma. And all of my friends who are grandmothers all said it's so much better. And until you do it, until you experience it, it's hard to know what that really means. Okay, so I've got this one big long panel. So now I can just fold this little guy in, put my glue on this other tab, and then fold this panel over. You sometimes have to do a little shifting and adjusting to make it work, but you want it to be flat. And this is, let's see if we can get a measure here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.5 by 1, 2, 3, 4 1/4. So it will fit into a standard A2 sized envelope. Isn't that fun? So then I have the panel that I left unfolded in the back, and then I have these front panels that fold out and over. I think right now I am going to glue the back panel on. This is where I will write my message. So I'm just going to flatten that out. And this will also help to stabilize that back panel. So as I'm working with the box, it'll make it a little more sturdy. And I won't forget not to bend that section. I've done that before. Okay. So here we are. The next thing I want to do, they have these little inserts that go inside of the box, and there's a little fold line there. Bone folder is almost a must for something like this. You're going to want to give that a good sturdy crease. The black cardstock that I used to cut this out was a close to my heart cardstock, and it was considered a solid core. That means that inside it wasn't the white core like we had. We had the two different kinds. And I find that for these boxes from close to my heart paper, either the solid core black or the craft cardstock worked the best. That's just my personal opinion. But I found that those cardstocks were just a little more sturdy. Now, a lot of Stampin' Up! Stuff is really nice and sturdy. There's some Tim Holtz stuff that's super nice and sturdy. Okay, so we need to get these in here. And I'm just gonna, you put glue on the little flap, glue on the flap, and I'm gonna stick that in way at the back. And you want the top here to line up with the top of the box. So you don't want that to stick out above. And we've got two more to do. And if they're not perfect, it's fine. It's all black, so I'm not really worried about whether or not it's perfect. Not going for perfect. Going for done. And we're just gonna kind of line this up. You could take little clamps and hold it in place. I'm gonna see what I end up with here. Okay, some more glue. And this one I'm actually flipping so the flaps face forward, only because it will give me some better spacing. So what it will do then is it will close like that. And I like to work it back and forth. And I take my bone folder and give it a little rub-a-dub-a-doo. And if anything is sticking out in a way you don't like, you can always trim it off. Now we're going to get into our little bin of stuff. I think I'm going to stick this on the back. This was just the cutout. I have the two. And I took the hexagon and cut the negative space out. And we'll stick that up there. We've got lots of bits and pieces. So there are panels. And the kit, the die set comes with all of these little dies that cut all of these little pieces out. This is what makes it so much fun. And it has that stitched detailing. So I've got some, I think this is clover. It was close to my heart. And, you know, use what you have. Use what you've got going on in your stash. I'm using some scratch leftover paper. It all works just fine. This is a good project for using little bits and pieces. Okay. That just gives a little something. You wouldn't have to do that, but I just think it looks nice to have that little bit of color down there. Now on these panels, it also has little pieces for that. So we've got this one for here. And I like to do projects that are a little more complicated like this. I like to take the time ahead of time and do as much of the cutting as I can. It just makes the project go together faster. Now, of course, that isn't always how I do it, but it's how I try. Then we have this happy birthday. And this is a die. I didn't grab that one out to show you, but this was, I think, Gina K. And I've used this in other videos. I just think this is so pretty. And you glue all your pieces together. So how is your weather? Have you guys leveled out there in the big bad world? We've had some nice fall-ish days. Temperatures dropping at night. Still have been hitting up into the 70s and 80s during the day. Our trees are just starting to turn color. In a couple of weeks, it will definitely be hitting peak color for northern Wisconsin. And here we have the birthday. And I love the colors of fall. I've always loved the colors of fall. I love decorating my house for fall. I think it's the prettiest season in my house. Christmas is second, but fall is just my favorite. It isn't as humid. The mosquitoes aren't near as awful. You know, all those things. Let's see here. How am I doing? Gonna get this sucker to go down? Sure, that works. I think we're just gonna give a little glue in the middle. Let's see how that goes. And I have a few dinosaurs. So I've got, oh, my granddaughter would know all of the names. I'm not necessarily there. I've got her name. This little banner guy was another cut out of that die set. Okay, so we've got big dinosaur right here. I think I'm just gonna glue it to the bottom with its little legs. And then there's this little purple guy. And we do have this, well, yeah, we'll do one here. Again, we're just slapping the pieces down. This card may get kept, and it may not. There's a very good possibility. Aren't these bones cute? Oh my goodness, look at those. Those are so cute. Yes, I stamped them. Yes, I hand cut them. And I hate hand cutting, but I just thought it was so cute. I think I'm gonna do something like this. Okay, now we need a dinosaur over here. And I think I'll do this green guy because he's facing forward. I like the ones that are facing forward. Let's see here. Nope, don't think that's gonna work. We could do it on top. There we go. We'll just do it on top. Big wishes. We've got your dynamite. And then the I dig you. I think that's fun. Now, got 2 dinosaurs left. Got some little sparklies and hearts. So I think I'm gonna just do some sparklies and stars. And these were also all a part of that Lawn Fawn die set. It was really, really fun. And we'll get some of these little goodies on here. Also use a couple of the bones. And oh, we need some over here. So I'll do a heart and a star. Got a couple inches here, well, an inch. So I think we'll do a couple of bones up here. And those bones are so adorable. In fact, this is where the fun is. Just kind of playing around, setting things all over the place. I just think it's so adorable. And I think we need a little heart here on the I dig you. And then on the back side, so I think this is where we find out how we did here. We're gonna stick dinosaur. And we'll stick the 2. My goodness, I have to decide where I want to put it. Here's a 2. And a couple of so we've got some stars, and she'll know the stars, and she'll know the hearts. She'll know those shapes. That's what's so fun, is watching her grow and learn. And for whatever reason, when you're a grandma, you just marvel in it. And got one little dinosaur left, but I just don't know where I want to put the dinosaur. So I think we can do a couple of those bones right down here. Whoop, sticking. I'm just sticking the bone there. Kind of make it look like a little pile. And I have 1 star left. Where should we put that star? Maybe right here. Okay. So here we go. Look at that. Isn't that fun? We got all sorts of goodies there. And I just took a little time and cut a bunch of stuff out. I had not much of a plan. I really didn't. I just started playing and plunking things down. And sometimes that is just a good way to craft, because then you are really letting yourself be free. There are no rules. There are no set parameters. You just get to play. And sometimes we need to let our minds go and just play. And I think that my granddaughter will enjoy this little card. I know my son will adore it. So maybe it won't hit for the garbage. Hard to say. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. Have a blessed, crafty day, and I will see you next time.